So thanks for agreeing to do this interview with us for the New Mexico Tribal Entrepreneurship Enhancement Program. Um, Today we're talking with Mytegia Lee, who is one of the liaisons for the program. And Mytegia, I think just to get started, I want to ask you to introduce yourself, who you are, and what interested you in becoming the liaison in the first place.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Mytegia Lee. I am executive director for a nonprofit that goes by the name of Southwest Native Assets Coalition, and recently took the position for tribal field liaison with UNM, and also do mentoring for UNM's Rainforest Innovations Program as well. A little bit about myself: I'm a mother of three. I am a jack of all trades, but a master at none. I enjoy being out in the field. I have a cornfield, I have cattle. You know, I love to go to the gym, sightsee, travel, just like anybody else, and have a passion for my own Native people. So that's what basically drew me to tribal field liaison work.
So I'm wondering if you could maybe expand on any personal experiences that may have led you to the work you're doing today, not just as a tribal liaison, but also the work that you do with Southwest Native Assets.
Okay. So what we do with Southwest Native Assets Coalition is we are targeted more on Indian country. Our main focus is gearing towards assisting those that are living in areas that are underserved and that are rural. We still deal with a lot of barriers in Indian country as far as, you know, resources that are lacking: Wi-Fi, cell phone, internet, just access to everyday essentials that we have when we're inner city, you know, I mean, even as far as transportation. So what we do is we offer financial literacy, credit counseling, debt consolidation, business lending. And we also service those individuals that are experiencing any type of hardship or homelessness or displacement. We try to be that mediator and also the navigator for them to get out of that. So my experience in doing that, as well as my experience with social work and business development banking, kind of led me to more insight on how we still struggle with a lot of knowledge in our communities. You know, we have a lot of individuals who are uneducated, and they don't have the ability to communicate with a lot of individuals that come into these rural areas that they live. You know, they still are only Navajo speaking. They don't speak English. And a lot of information that we kind of throw at them, they can't understand because they're not able to read what, you know, anything says, as far as, you know, the bank handing them information about a checking account or a savings account, or what is a credit card. You know, simple information that we tend to bypass are, you know, things that we're still struggling with in Indian country. And that's not just Indian country, that's across the board for every reservation and, you know, every ethnicity, but targeted more in the area for where I choose to combat that.
So you're speaking a little bit about some of the barriers that you see within your community, and how do you think that has impacted people starting businesses, or people who have businesses but want to expand? How do you see those barriers impacting them, and then how do you see yourself as a liaison kind of helping them with overcoming those barriers?
Okay. Basically, what I see where we're from is there's a lot of diversity, in the sense that majority of our community members that want to start a business or should start a business, the people that we're targeting and people that we want to make sure that we contact, they have a lot of, you know, very, very, very diverse artistic abilities. We have, you know, silversmiths, we have weavers, we have individuals that are able to offer services that are very specific to their community. I mean, individuals that, you know, will make stir sticks, which we need to, you know, mix certain items. We use it for traditional ceremonies. They make things that are more, in a general sense, modern day, we would call it organic, but living off the land. There's like a lot of things that they do. I mean, even as far as making pottery, things like that. And this is just stuff that they've learned through their culture and their heritage. And a lot of these individuals that I'm speaking of, they don't have an email, they don't have internet access. They're living in rural communities, and a lot of the items that they make are basically items that they're able to produce off of the land, such as, pottery. They're getting out there, they're going out there, they're finding their sand, they're mixing it. And a lot of the inks that they make and everything that they use is off the land. I mean, even with individuals that weave rugs, they own sheep, and they are able to use the wool and mohair once again, and they dye those products on their own by using natural resources to help them dye those products as well. So we have a lot of people that are in the community that are older, and I think that being able to contact them, sit down with them, communicate with them, offer them the resources that we do, even as far as sitting down with them and having a one-on-one to say that we can help you create an email. We can, help you gain access to resources that are out there, grants, information, and, give them that support that they need, because they're not used to that. They're in their mind, they don't even know what a grant is. What is a grant? Is it a loan? Do I have to pay it back? And they're just not used to individuals coming to them and helping them. We've never been able to do this. There's not ever been a platform for us to assist those community members that still struggle with technology and communication.
So based on some of the conversations that you've had so far with the tribal entrepreneurship program and through your role as a liaison, like just creating those connections and having those conversations, is there anything, any like type of need or barrier that has stood out, or any success stories, like anything that people keep saying that they need, that you could see us developing some sort of program or something with through the tribal entrepreneurship program?
I think one of the main resources that everybody has asked for is grants or funding or capital. A lot of them struggle with bad credit. Goes back all to that, right? You go to the bank and you try to get a business loan. A lot of the times they'll tell you that you don't qualify because either they're not making enough, or they still simply lack the ability to account properly for their business. So going back to the resources that we already offer them with the Rainforest Innovation Program, and offering them classes for accounting, offering them classes for getting an EIN, sitting down with them and letting them know about what resources we do have, I think it makes a huge difference for them. We actually had an individual that I had met at a business after hours here, and she runs one of the local bakeries, Jacqueline Ahostine with I Need Sugar. And she applied for the Comcast Rise, and she was the awardee of that grant that they did have available. So that's, kudos to us, and kudos to Comcast for offering that, and, just getting out there and being that advocate for those in our communities.
That's awesome. I love success stories like that. Yes. So as a liaison, what is like your one goal that you have just through your role that you hope to accomplish?
I think the main goal that I always have in any job that I take on is to be the change and not to just talk about the change. So that is like one of the biggest things for me, is that if there's any kind of change that I could make, and that's going to impact the community that my children are growing up in and that I'm living in, I would like to be a part of that. And, me offering my time and my effort and my insight, support, and everything that we are able to assist with them as far as UNM goes, and our ability to change, their situations, that's contributing to our community in a sense of economic development, and, hoping that these individuals get up off their feet and they start their businesses, and that will resource jobs in the community to, bring more revenue to the community and make it better living for everybody.
Just kind of taking that like initiative and helping people develop that self-efficacy of like, they can do this,
Yes.
I think our liaisons are pretty much the core and the heart to this program because you guys are out in the community, you know the community, you understand it way better than we do because we don't live in out there. So I think it's just so important that you all are all here doing the work, and we really appreciate everything that you've done already, all that you're gonna do, and then all the insight, like the insight that you're sharing with me today during this conversation. So just a thank you and that we appreciate you. And I think the last question that I want to ask you is like, what is one piece of advice that you'd give to an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur out in your community or out on the reservation, whether they already have a business or they're interested in starting up with our program? What is one piece of advice that you would give them?
I think it can't just be one piece, but what I would encourage everybody to really understand is that it's okay to ask for help. That's what we're here for. There's a lot of individuals who have experience, they have resources, they have intel that they're able to share. And the beauty of that is that, if you've failed at something already, that's just giving you the tools to understand that now you know what to not do. And that's a success story all its own, because anytime we make a mistake, that's just another learning opportunity and a stepping stool for us to say that we know that we're going to grow from it. And if you're afraid to take that chance to start your business, you're going to always wonder and sit there and wallow in the fact that, I could have did this a year ago. I could have did this 2 years ago. And, don't be afraid. Take that risk and know that you have support, know that you have help, and know that there are a lot of individuals out there, such as myself, that are rooting for you and that are here to be your cheerleaders and your navigators and your support system.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to just answer a few questions for me. And I hope anyone watching this will reach out to Mytegia because she is a great resource and she will help in any way she can to help you get your business started or to help you grow in the direction that you want. So thank you so much.
Thank you.